There's something quietly powerful about the moment the person decides to return home after many years away. It isn't just a trip, it's a mirror one that reflects where we've been, what we've become, and the people who helped shape us long before we understood the meaning of gratitude. And in the story of Sumi, that mirror becomes the heart of an unforgettable journey. She has spent years in the city, working tirelessly, chasing opportunities, and building the kind of life she once dreamed of. On the outside, everything appears polished career progress, stability, independence. But even the most successful people carry a quiet ache when they've been away from their roots for too long. And Sumi is no exception. The moment she decides to visit home, it's not because something went wrong. It's because something finally feels right. She's preparing for an important milestone, her upcoming wedding, and she wants to share that joy with the people who watched her take her very first steps, long before she knew where those steps would eventually lead. That choice, simple yet profound, sets the tone for this film. Not a story about conflict, but one about rediscovery, warmth, and the gentle power of family. She spent years imagining this moment, yet the reality feels different, more real, more tender. There's a soft vulnerability in coming home as an adult. You're no longer the child who left, but you're not entirely certain how to be anything else once you return. The first moments with her family are portrayed with sincerity and restraint. There's no exaggerated emotion, no dramatic music, just honest, heartfelt connection. Her mother greets her with the kind of smile that comes from years of waiting, and her father steps forward with quiet pride. Her brother, now older, but still carrying the same joyful energy, rushes to help with her bags. These are the scenes that remind us, love often shows itself in actions far more than in words. What makes this introduction so moving is its authenticity. The story doesn't try to convince us that family life is perfect. Instead, it shows that even when imperfections exist, the bonds created through patience, care, and shared history remain incredibly meaningful. Sumi isn't returning home to solve a problem. She's returning to acknowledge the people who helped her grow strong enough to build the life she's about to step into. Sometimes the greatest journeys aren't about discovering new places. They're about returning to old ones with new eyes. Those moments when time seems to slow down, just enough for her to notice things she used to overlook. It's in these simple, unchanging details that she feels something awaken inside her, a deeper appreciation for the life she once rushed to leave behind. The film captures this beautifully by letting the emotions rise naturally. There's no urgency, no dramatic tension. Instead, it shows the excitement of rediscovery, not loud or explosive, but soft, heartfelt, and rooted in genuine affection. You can almost feel the warmth of the kitchen as her mother gently hands her a cup of tea, or the playful energy in her younger brother's voice as he starts telling her stories about all the things she missed while she was away. These moments aren't meant to overwhelm. They're meant to remind us that happiness often hides in the smallest gestures. Sumi finds herself smiling more than she expected. It's the kind of smile that comes from recognizing how much love surrounds her, love that stayed, patient even when she was too busy or too far away to receive it. She imagines the look on her parents' faces, the way her brother might tease her, the ripple of joy this moment will bring. That anticipation becomes a gentle heartbeat running through the scene, adding a sense of purpose to everything she does. Sometimes we need distance to fully appreciate where we come from. Sumi realizes that these fields, this home, this family, all of it formed the foundation that allowed her to thrive in the city. Her successes weren't built alone. They were built on years of guidance, encouragement, and unconditional love. And this realization brings an unexpected surge of gratitude, gentle but powerful enough to make her pause. Another touching scene takes place that evening, when she and her brother excitedly light off fireworks like they used to do when they were kids. She sees how far she has come, not in terms of achievement, but in terms of personal growth. And the excitement that fills the scene comes not just from nostalgia, but also from the realization that she is returning home a stronger, more resilient version of herself. What's remarkable about this part of the story is how it reminds us of the emotional richness found in reconnecting with our roots. The excitement isn't about grand events. It's about rediscovering meaning in everyday experiences. Sumi appreciates the gentle way her father calls her by her childhood nickname, the careful way her mother prepares her favorite dish, and the enthusiastic way her brother insists on taking new pictures together. Each expression of affection strengthens her sense of belonging. And through all of this, a subtle but important truth begins to take shape in her mind. Going home isn't just about revisiting the past, it's about recognizing the support system that has always stood quietly behind her. She realizes how much he must have missed her daily presence, even though he never once pressured her to come home more often. It's the moment when Sumi truly sees her family in a new light, not as figures from her childhood, but as individuals who have continued loving and supporting her from afar. The drama deepens when her younger brother, usually cheerful and lighthearted, shares something sincere. He admits that he missed having her around, showing her the little things in his life, the things siblings often take for granted. His voice is calm, but the honesty in his words makes the moment touching. It isn't a request for her to stay. It's simply his way of saying that her presence matters. And in hearing that, Sumi understands how her choices ripple into the lives of those who love her. This entire sequence is beautifully grounded in authenticity. There's no confrontation, no guilt, only mutual recognition. She sees clearly, perhaps for the first time, that her journey has never been a path she walked alone. Her achievements, her confidence, her ability to love, they all carry pieces of her family's influence. The final morning of Sumi's visit arrives quietly. Sumi feels a deep, peaceful clarity settle within her. While she has grown, changed, and traveled far, her family's love has remained steady, like a quiet lighthouse guiding her through every chapter of her life. There are no heavy goodbyes, only warm wishes and gentle reminders to take care of herself. Sumi watches her hometown fade into the distance, but instead of feeling a sense of loss, she feels full of gratitude, love, and the understanding that home is not defined by distance. Home is a source of strength we carry within us. Sumi's journey reminds us that sometimes the most meaningful homecoming is the one that happens within our own heart, when we finally understand how much we have been loved all along.